Bitch, you better be joking.
Stop it! Oh, no, no. No.
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, a video game that has been hated on since its announcement and subsequent leaks. From a studio with a sparkly clean rap sheet that gave us games that defined some childhoods and inspired many more games to come. For this to be their first game in 8 years, it had many people signing their death certificate as a studio, including myself, because this concept in itself was weird, and not the most obvious game you follow up with after seemingly killing off Batman in Arkham Knight. But the biggest point of contention for me was definitely the ditching of the free flow combat system. This is a system synonymous with Arkham games and inspired similar combat systems for a few Spider-Man games, changed Assassin's Creed's combat system, and inspired Sleeping Dogs. And to throw away a system that legendary to make a shooter, all I had to say was it better be a good damn shooter.
The fuck is this shit?
Move it along, Sullivan.
Hold on. What the fuck is this shit?
Now, I did play this whole game from start to finish, and I won't lie, I can't just get up here and completely bash and bludgeon this game. I certainly have moments in my playthrough where I found enjoyment, whether that be from playing with friends, or the third-person shooter aspect, or the witty dialogue between the Suicide Squad members, but we all know that this game was going to be made or broken by its story. And after playing it, the story was definitely in a full body cast.
Tragic.
We have to just start with these boss fights. Now you fight and kill all but one Justice League member, and that member was of course Wonder Woman.
It was Wonder Woman. Tragic.
But the stupidest boss battle to me was the Flash. Dumbing down the plan to an anti-Speed Force device, a device that cuts off Flash's connection to the Speed Force so you can shoot him. Out of all the creative ways people can think of taking down the Flash, vibrating bullets, nanites, a cold gun, gum, literally anything, but creating an imaginary device that takes away a hero's powers to shoot him, and that being the first boss just let me know it's always gonna be a shooting game. The next boss was Green Lantern, and for this one, I had fun. I don't know if it was because I was streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/unlucky__dreamer, follow if you haven't, or if it was because they used an actual weakness of Green Lantern, being his loss of concentration leaves him completely vulnerable. Even though the way they made him lose his concentration was questionable at best, it was still entertaining to me to shoot down his constructs with yellow lantern lace bullets. But they did ruin this decent mission by having King Shark cut his finger off and put on his ring and become a Green Lantern to summon a shark to take down the force field Brainiac had around his ship before turning evil. Because that's what happens when you put on a Green Lantern ring.
What the fuck is this?
What?
What the fuck is this? This is garbage.
It's beautiful.
Now in trailers, I thought Wonder Woman was gonna be on our side and fight alongside us to try to kill or free the Justice League, but no. She was always against the squad and thought she could cure the League. I thought she was gonna come around eventually, but when we went to one of Batman's bat caves and saw her welding, I thought, oh yeah, she's about to go crazy on the League. She's gonna lock in and start taking names. Oh, it's a shield with kryptonite on it? I knew it was over by then. I knew she was about to die. King Shark was right. She should have made a sword. What are you doing making a shield?
It should be in a sword, not a shield. You saw the massacre upstairs.
What is that going to do? Well, newsflash, she actually did die by the hands of Superman, because that kryptonite had no effect on him. After shoving a kryptonite rock in Superman's chest, Diana decided to get serious a little too late, unfortunately, but this Superman was OP, and when I say OP, I mean OP. Kryptonite didn't affect him. Gold kryptonite made him bleed when it should have made him super weak at that point, and his boss battle was definitely the worst for me, gameplay wise. He was just super broken, freezing most of the map, making it unable to walk on, sending out a solar flare across 70 to 80% of the map. I mean, if you see it coming coming towards you is pretty much RIP. There's no way you're getting out of it, and once it touches you, you're dead. This is definitely a level you wanted to play with friends, because for me, the hardest part was catching Superman not moving so I can hit him with the kryptonite. But I should also mention I did barely if any side missions, mostly because once I saw the green question mark, I started to have flashback. I'm not Batman anymore. These missions were just not for me. That's Batman's problem. I am Harley Quinn. I'm not doing Riddler missions. So because I only leveled up through main missions, that might have affected my Superman boss battle. And now we get to the most controversial boss, Batman. The first sequence with Batman was probably the best thing from this game. Batman hunting you down in the dark is something people would pay high dollar for. And the sequence didn't disappoint. I felt like a penguin thug trembling, looking up and down, and in the grates for a man dressed as a bat, only for me to be knocked out. If this was Batman's only sequence in the game, I would be happy with it, but unfortunately, there was another. It took place in a gigantic Batcave that was completely empty. No suits, no trophies, no vehicles. It just showed me how much these developers cared about these characters. This was about to be the final moments of a Batman that people spent over a decade with, and really over 25 years, since this is one of Kevin Conroy's last appearances as Batman. They end up getting drugged with fear toxin, but for some reason, Harley had her own fear toxin that she learned how to make from Scarecrow and Arkham, but for some reason, this still makes Batman into a kaiju Batman that you have to shoot till he's incapacitated. The true villains of this game have to be Warner Brothers, for them forcing Rocksteady to make this game a live service game, giving the game a new coat of paint every month and a new playable character, and just telling people to do the whole thing over again in a new universe with another Brainiac. You can tell this was not Rocksteady's original version, as the creators left 2 years ago because of this game. They couldn't take destroying everything they built in a decade in just one game. But that's enough hate. Let's talk about the good to bearable parts of this game.
You chose dick riding.
The people comparing this game to Arkham Knight graphics and calling Arkham better need to get their eyes checked, because Suicide Squad looks completely fine, if not great. It looks like an actual PS5 games in the cutscenes and in the gameplay, unlike other DC games. And most of the character designs are great, from all the Suicide Squad to most of the Justice League, except for Flash. They always have to butcher Flash.
I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
The gameplay is what you expect from a third-person shooter. I'm not an avid player of shooters, so I can't give a critical critique, but it was cool from what I was playing. But the traversal was something that was more iffy than anything, a little hit or miss. Every character you use has their own specific traversal, some better than others, but all pretty annoying to navigate. It's not anything easy or fun like Batman's gliding or Spider-Man swinging. They make you work to get across the map, and you probably will enjoy timing your double jump so your cooldown's over and you can use the traversal one more time. But you'll have to drop down to the ground and stop so you can reset your traversal cooldown. It's a clanky system to say the least, but when you're in a flow, it's fun in spurts and enjoyable to use during combat. But the thing that bugged me the most about this game was the fact that it even exists.
Damn!
This should not have been Rocksteady's natural progression as a studio after Arkham Knight. If anything, they should have made a Gotham Knights game and had it center around a battle for the cowl as story. Nightwing, Robin, Oracle, Red Hood, introduce Damian as a secret son of Talia and Bruce, or a long lost son, and you're halfway there to making a great game. Or even the rumored Batman Beyond game with Damian Wayne would have been an acceptable next step. But the Suicide Squad was not a step forward or a step to the side like they probably wanted. It was more like a massive step backwards. This game is a masterpiece of mediocrity at the end of the day. It has some okay sequences and gameplay, but it's not worth destroying your decade-long franchise over with the Batman Arkham series. And I know James Gunn has recently said he wants to make more Arkham games, and I hope he does, because I don't want it to end like this. Bring back the original creators and devs and do some multiverse shenanigans or time travel or something to say this game never happened and we're starting off from Night again. Or perhaps Brainiac just cloned the Justice League, and that would explain some plot holes in the game, like Green Lantern's ring making King Shark evil and it not flying off to find a new person, and Flash having his finger back when he's evil. But that would also mean Wonder Woman would actually be dead, which would suck. And Robin, apparently. Off-screen deaths are the worst. But that's all I have to say about the game. For me, it's like a solid 6 out of 10. Nothing special. I'll probably play it one more time with friends on Twitch. Twitch.tv/unlucky__dreamer. Follow if you haven't. But what do you think about the game if you played it? From the story to the gameplay to the graphics. Tell everyone in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe, and yeah, have a nice day.